Hello, hello, and welcome back. In today's episode of No One Is Coming, the Answer Is You, we are diving into the single belief, one of the most powerful beliefs I know of, that changes everything. This single belief has the power to hold you back in every aspect of your life, or once you overcome it, the possibilities are endless. So, with that being said, let's dive into that single most powerful belief and let's see what we can do about it. Let's begin. In a world where we often find ourselves waiting for someone to come and save us, it's time to embrace one powerful truth. I hate to tell you this, but no one is coming. The answer is you. Welcome to the podcast that empowers you to take charge of your life and unleash your true potential. I'm your host, Ofri Fuchs, and I'm thrilled to embark on this transformative journey with you. So, if you're ready to embark on a journey full of self-discovery, growth, and actually take responsibility for your life, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you're here. Now let's rock and roll. So welcome back to No One Is Coming. The Answer Is You, your personal development and empowerment podcast. I'm your host, Ofri Fuchs, a transformational life coach and a public speaker. And today we are diving into one of the most powerful self-limiting beliefs I know of, the one that changes everything. If you know anything about limiting beliefs, we always go back to this one. And if you know anything about limiting beliefs, these are deep-seated convictions. These are rooted in our being. They are a belief. It's a thought that we keep repeating over and over and over again. And once we have a limiting belief, it completely constrains our potential. It completely constrains our potential. It's often formed in childhood. Somebody said something to us, a parent, a neighbor, a friend, and we just keep reinforcing it. We find evidence in reality that prove to us, quote unquote, prove to us that what we believe is true. So we have these experiences, we have these social conditioning, so we just see our self-limiting belief as truth and we find evidence for it. But the one limiting belief that I found personally in my self-development, and we always go back to it with every client I have, we're always going back to this one limiting, fundamental limiting belief. It stands out above all the rest, is I am not enough. I'm not enough is like a headline. It's an umbrella that covers all other limiting beliefs. We always go back to that rooted, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough. Just me being me is not enough. I need to be something else. I need to have more. I need to do more. If I had more, then life would be completely different. So this limiting belief, I'm not enough, it's so powerful. It's like the root of all evil. It can manifest itself in countless ways. You can find it as self-doubt. You can find it as fear. You can find it as any failure is just proof. You can find it on the opposite side of the spectrum as perfectionism or imposter syndrome. So it can be a limiting belief that completely paralyzes you and makes you do nothing. Or you can keep trying to achieve, and no matter what you achieve, you can be at the highest level and still think that you're not enough. So it really is, that's why it's so fascinating how broad the spectrum is on how we react to this self-limiting belief. So it really doesn't matter what you achieve or what you do. Once you have that limiting belief, nothing is sufficient. No matter how much money you have, how many children you have, how much success you have, how thin you are, how beautiful you are, nothing is sufficient. You are never happy. And it really cripples our confidence. It basically cripples the way we experience life. It undermines our goals. it sabotages us. It sabotages any success we have, and we diminish every success that we have. It's like nothing matters. It's not good enough. Whatever it is that I accomplished, it could be your goal, your life dream. You get to it, and 7 minutes, 7 days, 7 weeks into it, you forget about it, and it's not good enough. 7 weeks is actually a really long time to hold on to a success. That never happens. It's usually more like 7 hours. So, can you relate? Can you see that in your life, your limiting belief? Can you find that where it is in your life, in what aspect that you have, that you feel that you're not good enough, that you don't have enough, that you don't achieve enough, that something needs to change in order for you to be enough? Let's see how we can identify this limiting belief. So first of all, we need to pay attention to our inner dialogue. And this is something that's really, really important, and not a lot of people know how to do. It's understanding that our thoughts, that our inner dialogue is not who we are. Understanding that our thoughts, our inner dialogue, is these voices that are rooted in our subconscious. And they try to pull us in different directions, and we have the center and the ability to observe them and have a bird's eye perspective and see if we want to be pulled into that direction or not. It's our free will. It's our choice. So if you have an inner dialogue of, let's say you're in some kind of working environment or a learning environment, and you feel you're experiencing, oh, I'm not smart enough. I shouldn't raise my hand and say something. I have a client actually that is, when they're in a boardroom or something, they never speak up because they feel that what they have to say is not smart enough. It's not talented enough. It's not worthy enough to be heard in this surrounding. So do you have those moments? Do you have a moment where you hold back from saying something or pursuing an opportunity because you fear that you're not enough? Maybe you're not qualified. So this is the inner dialogue that we're having. Like you have a spur of emotion that you want to do something, you want to speak up, that's your soul speaking up, but then there's like a pulling back feeling, pulling back sensation. You should recognize that. That's your limiting belief. That is something that your intuition is pulling you forward, but your limiting belief is pulling you back. So first of all, recognizing the patterns is the very first step towards understanding our limiting beliefs and breaking free from them, because that's what we want. That's what we're here to do, correct? So let's give an example for a second. So let's talk about someone, we'll call her Sarah. Okay, and she has a corporate job. She is in marketing. She's a professional in marketing, and she's moving up the ladder. She's achieving great success. Yet she constantly feels like a fraud. Doesn't matter how much she's getting good reviews, she doesn't hear them. So whenever she gets a new project, she's plagued by this idea of, maybe I can't do it. What if I mess this up? What if I get fired for not being successful? What if I'm not talented as they think I am? So this self-doubt will paralyze her. It will limit the way she performs, and it'll probably limit her ability to take on bigger challenges and move up the corporate ladder. So if you can identify yourself and take this and just hear this about you. And one powerful tool that we have to combat, to face these limiting beliefs, the fear that you're not enough, that we're not enough, is once I understand and I hear this inner dialogue, I need to practice self-awareness and acknowledging my achievements. Because Sarah has moved up the ladder. She has gone to this position. She is getting a well-paid salary. So we have to understand that we have a history of successes that brought us to wherever you are right now. And we need to understand, see those, and acknowledge those achievements, even if they're the smallest. Doesn't matter if you're up in the corporate ladder or you're just starting out, You always have an achievement, and that achievement is the one step behind you that you just took. So look back, keep a journal. Keep a journal and write down every daily win. It could be the smallest win, but they'll add up. They'll add up and build up your confidence. And that can rewire your brain to the way you perceive yourself. Oh my God, I've done this much so far. I can move one step further. I can still keep pushing forward. So that's one effective strategy. Acknowledging your wins. Acknowledging your wins. So if you like journaling, and journaling is great, journaling is an excellent way to track your growth. It's an excellent way to see, because once you write down your successes and the moments of pride, then you can actually create a tangible record of progress. You can see them, it's proof. So every time you have a difficult day, just open them up. And I've done that actually. I sat down and I wrote down all the major wins I feel I've accomplished in my life. And it doesn't matter even if it's a moment where I had the courage to leave the country, get on a plane. That was a huge win for me. Or the moment that I stopped a bad habit. That was a big win for me. Or the moment I decided to go to school or have kids. All these are wins. So you have wins. You're going to say to me, no, I don't have any wins. You do. You have tons of wins that you can be proud of and you should be proud of. And on those difficult days, you can look back and remind yourself of how far you've come and how grand you've become. So, another effective way is to challenge that negative narrative, that negating system, it's called. So catch yourself. Whenever you have I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, ask yourself, is that really true? Is that really true? And sit with that. Am I really not good enough? And just don't answer so fast, because our automatic response will be, yeah, I'm not good enough. There's a lot of people that are better than me. No, wait. Wait a second. Can you move one step forward? Can you take this on? And you'll find that whenever you have a response, an automatic response saying I'm not good enough, it's usually based on fear. It's not based on fact. So negate that. Replace that with an empowering statement like, I can't face this. I can face this. I am capable. I can take this on. I can do the very next step. So even if you're in the arts, okay, and usually people that are in the arts and they're fighting for their craft, they see, it doesn't matter how much the dream is. It could be you're a musician or an actor or a sculptor or a painter or a writer, and you have these big dreams to perform big and to be on stages, but there's an inner voice saying, oh, there's so many better artists than me in this field. So many people are fighting for fame and glory and acknowledgments. Who am I to think I can make it? It's only the few and far between. It's the rare few that can make it. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. Can you recognize yourself in these beliefs? So once you start challenging yourself and saying, well, these people are just people that were just like me. And I've received positive feedback. Or they started off and they had challenges. To me, that's something that is always helpful. I always like to see people that I admire and that have achieved and that have arrived into high levels. And I always look at their history and see their struggles and see how much refusal they got and how many people said no to them before they got to where they are today. So it's just a reminder that we all have doubts. We're all normal. And I did get positive feedback and I can get better. And it is the process that matters. And it is the consistency that matters. It's not the getting to that level. It's the path. So it's about focusing and seeing what is important and what is true about the way I'm thinking. And one way that is really, really, really fantastic is having a supportive system. It's having a positive influence. That is crucial. That is crucial. So seek out the people that lift you up. Seek out the mentors, seek out the friends, seek out the community, seek out the peers that can uplift you and encourage you and take you by the hand. People that are going through what you're going through and that can relate. People that are just above where you are right now and that can relate. And distance yourself. Actively distance yourself from those who reinforce any insecurity, any fear. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people that are closest to you. So choose wisely who you surround yourself with so you can have that supportive system, that net of people to push you up and forward. That is actively seeking relationship. Don't count on the people that you've taken on through your childhood, through your high school, through your college. Don't count on them to be that for you because they've known you in a certain way, in a certain position. Okay, if you want to grow, you have to choose people that have grown and have them seek out those relationships that are mutually beneficial and nurturing. Okay, you can join a professional group that is related to your field of expertise. You can join an online community. There's so many online communities. I'm part of a few that are just, you feel you're at home. You feel that you're talking to people who know where you've been and know where you want to go, and that encourage you, that have share your interests and share your values. And these connections are the ones that are really going to pull you up because everybody started at the bottom. Everybody. Nobody starts at the top. But they got there somehow. And they got there through this kind of thinking and this kind of environment and this kind of focus. And finally, lastly, I'm going to say this. And I always say it because it's so important. Embrace self-compassion. Self-compassion is crucial in any journey of growth. We're going to have moments where the limiting beliefs will creep up and they'll bite you in the ass. So understand that everyone has doubts. Everyone has insecurities, even the people at the top. But these don't define your worth. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. So treat yourself with the same kindness you would a friend. Treat yourself with the same understanding you would a friend. Celebrate your progress and don't be afraid to seek that help and the community and the support system. Even if it's coaching, even if it's therapy, any support group is beneficial for your journey. So trust yourself. Trust your inner guidance. And once you address and overcome that limiting belief of I am not enough, you just open the door to a life of confidence, to a life of experimenting, the joy of experimenting, the joy of moving forward, the joy of growth. So remember, no one is coming. The answer is you. Any limiting belief that you have, somebody else may have planted the seed, but you're the one that chose to nourish that plant. And you're the one that is choosing to keep eating the apples or the fruit that this plant is producing. So it's our job to pull that plant out, take it out from the root and plant a different seed. And it could involve meditation practices, journaling, like I said before, or just simple, quiet contemplation and choice. But keep checking in with yourself. Keep seeing where you're at. Ensure that you have whatever time you have left on this amazing cycle of life. Make sure it matters. Make sure it's all about growth. Make sure it's all about enjoying the journey. And just to close, I want to show you this ring. I don't know if you can see it, but I have this ring. And on this ring, it says, I am enough. It's my daily reminder. And I have it written down with red lipstick on my mirror. So it says daily reminder of I am enough. So just remind yourself you are enough. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Whether you're watching or listening, thank you for tuning in. Please share comment. Let me know what it is that you want me to talk about in further episodes, and I'll be happy to share my gift to you for empowering you and strengthening you and pushing you forward on your journey to become the greatest being you can be on this earth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.